help me make this an expectation period. I'm going to say this again. I need you to help me make this an expectation period. This is not the same old ritual, routine, and relationship. And we should not have to pump one another up. That's something that should have been taking place all week long. Amen, lights. That should have been a revelation period throughout the course of the week. So that will be an expectation period this morning. How many of you are expecting God to do something different this morning in your life? I shared this with the class that I've been teaching now for 14 years on Wednesday. And I want to say this for all of you who are here. You are invited to come have a spiritual meeting with us on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. God is doing an awesome job in teaching us how to become like-minded. Amen. I want you to do something for me for a minute. Really play me some upbeat, happy music right now. I just feel like, as my grandmother said, we had a few. I want everybody to stand up, shake whatever you want to give it off, and get yourself ready for a relevant word. Amen. Just take it off. Just take it off. Just take it off. Just take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Somebody got it. I said, Brother Frankie said it. Just take it off. Whatever it is, take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Y'all not taking it. Y'all just do the same thing. Take it off. Whatever it is, take it off. Don't just take it off. Take it off. Now, y'all Are you ready for revelation? For those who can handle the meat of the Word of God, we want to look very attentively, as we've already started on last week, with Acts 1:1-4. Acts 1:1-4. As a matter of fact, we're going to go a little further today. We're going to go to Acts 1:8. The church, amen? Our subject matter for last week as well as this week is, don't get stuck at Jerusalem. Come on. Let's say it together. Don't get stuck at Jerusalem. Look at that neighbor beside you and say, our text for the day is don't you get stuck at Jerusalem. In the first book of Theophilus, I have dealt with all that Jesus began to do and teach. Softly, until the day when he was taken up, after he had given commands through the Holy Spirit to the apostles whom he had chosen. He presented himself alive to them after his suffering by many proofs, appearing to them during the 40 days and speaking about the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of God. And while staying with them, he ordered them not to depart from Jerusalem, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which he said, ye heard from me. For John baptized with water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days from now. So when they had come together, they asked him, Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom of Israel? He said to them, it is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria and all to the ends of the earth. You may be seated. Don't get stuck in Jerusalem. As I shared with you before, and I'm going to reiterate again for those who may be visiting for the first time and those who still may be stuck in your mind. Jerusalem is dangerous. It's a place that has no power. It's a place that has no presence. It's a place that there is no competence. It's a place where there's assignment that has never been started. And it could be a place of abortion. Stuck, defined, means unable to move from a particular position or a place, or unable to change the situation. Stuck means being trapped in something. Stuck is also defined as to have been poked or have put something on something, usually with something sticky like glue. Stuck also means it describes something that is frozen or fixed in one place and cannot be moved. Stuck describes something that's frozen or fixed in one place and cannot be moved. I did this on last week, and I thought again as I prayed over this. Food for thought. Somebody said food for thought. You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. The Bible says all things have passed away, and behold, thou art becoming new. May I suggest this to you? Don't let your past rob you of your now moment. You said you wanted revelation, right? Don't let your past rob you of your now moment. Because you have to understand something. The devil does not want you to move past the mile marker of being stuck. Because he's in control. You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. As I said on last week, A.W. Tozer said these words: complacency is a deadly foe to all spiritual growth. Acute desire must be present, or there will be no manifestation of Christ to his people. He waits to be wanted. Too bad that for many of us, he waits so long, so very long, in vain. Unless you try to do something beyond what you've already mastered, he will never grow. Somebody said, don't be stuck in Jerusalem. Because if Jerusalem is not mastering you to move beyond your limitations, you'll never go anywhere but Jerusalem. And you'll never have any fruit. Fruit requires persecution, prodding, and pain. So, what's your next step? Are you willing to take the next step to make your now a revelation? Are you going to stick with something that you cannot identify with because you're afraid to make a step from maintenance to ministry? Please put that down. I'm afraid to make a step from maintenance to ministry. Dean Adams. From maintenance, Dean Goka. From maintenance, Deacon Bowler. Maintenance, Deacon Wright. From maintenance to ministry. God did not call us to maintenance. He called us to ministry. And he's given us the ministry and the assignment and the power to do the ministry. Watch this. Moving beyond the stuck mark. Somebody say, moving beyond the stuck mark. A few years ago, there was a flood in the Arkansas River. We were living there. And I drove because I wanted to see just how high the river had flooded. They had opened up dams in Oklahoma for the water to run down, otherwise Oklahoma would have got flooded. They had opened up the 3 dams in Arkansas, otherwise Arkansas would have been flooded. They had opened up the dam in the Mississippi River, otherwise Mississippi would have been flooded. So after it was over with and the water receded, I just wanted to see how high did the river crest. When I looked looking at them, they had a sign that went from whatever was underwater to 150 feet. The water mark went beyond 150 feet because it eroded over on the bank. And the bank left the mile marker. Y'all listen. And the bank left the mile marker because it wouldn't stay at 150, which means 150 feet deep. The water overcame. Let me say this. When there's a fresh oil of God in you, it will overflow. And it ain't overflowing to make you happy. It's overflowing to set the mile mark in somebody else's life and raise them from where they are to a higher place in God. That's why Paul said, I press toward the mark of a higher call in Christ Jesus. So if I want to move beyond the stuck mark, let me explain what I mean. People get stuck for a reason. We just don't always know what that reason is. People get stuck for a reason. But we can't quantify or clarify what that reason is other than what we've always done something those way. We can't even authenticate why it's being done that way. Then we get so hung up on being stuck that we become even more stuck. And so the cycle perpetuates itself. As a result, we're stuck because we're off purpose with misguided perspectives, and our lives are leading us rather than divine purpose, which ultimately ends in self-sabotage and the dishonor of Christ and his name. I can't make it more plain than that. Self-sabotage. And in church age, we are in an open rebellion against God's purpose, which leads to self-sabotage and it dishonors his name. Now, maybe that doesn't frighten you. Maybe that does not alarm you. But if you have an inkling of salvation in your life, that hurts you. Because you realize, because I'm stuck, I never have arrived where God has assigned me or purposed me or have anointed me. If the rivers crest, he says, I'm flowing like living rivers in your soul. Now, let me do this. There are 4 points I want to deal with. I'm going to try to end this sermon today because God has given me another direction to go. First of all, last week I shared with you the dangers of Jerusalem. Jerusalem was a place that had gotten so far away from God that it was stuck outside of God. So much so that every time Jesus went into Jerusalem, while he was on his journey to the cross, he had to tear something up. And the church now has gotten so stuck and so humble on being stuck, it doesn't understand that some stuff got to be tore up in order to get myself from a frozen state of mind. Our perspectives, our thoughts, our way of doing things, our cronyism, whatever it is, has to be tore up so that God can do a new thing in something he has organized and he's also died for. Do you know the church is not yours? The church belongs to Jesus Christ, and it has a purpose, it has a design, and it was not to stay in Jerusalem. Our thesis is that Jesus ordered them to stay in Jerusalem, but it was just for a season. We shared with you how vital Jerusalem was, according to the biblical territory of the text. It showed Jerusalem was, in their minds, a place of high esteem. It was a place that they looked forward to. It was a place, even in their absence, they longed to be at Jerusalem. You know, maybe that's the problem. We long to be at Jerusalem rather than in relationship. I said earlier today to get your attention, we lack inspiration, but we have a serious problem with revelation. Because revelation requires some of us. Inspiration just makes us animated. And once the beat stops, stop there. That's the end of inspiration. But with assignment comes accountability. There comes 2 things that's in the text that I'm going to deal with that maybe the church has forgotten or they never knew. In this, Jesus says, I want you to go, the proclamation, Jesus says, Jesus ordered them, he commanded them that they go not anywhere else but Jerusalem. Not to stay there and be satisfied in the comfort zone, but to stay there until they had the promise of the Holy Spirit. Now watch this now. There's nothing wrong with waiting. As long as we understand that waiting is a season for empowerment. Y'all listen to this now. Waiting is a season for empowerment, not a season to sit back and watch and wait on God to do something. God had them there so he can empower them to do an assignment and serve him to a lost dying age. If we are still waiting after 125 years for a move of God, maybe we missed the move of God because we were stuck in a past move of God from our fallen nature. I'm in the wrong house today. So it was tradition. Jesus and those who had been part of Diaspora often ascended back to Jerusalem because it would be there that Passover and Pentecost would happen. So Jesus tells them after he has died, and he has filled the time between his eternity and the earth dwelling, so that men might be saved through the blood of Jesus Christ, which was shed. But also now he had to go back to the Father to make the complete circle. He came from the Father. He must ascend to the Father while the Holy Spirit descends to man. I don't know about you, but I'm glad now the Holy Spirit descends, because it's not a knee-jerking, hand-clapping experience. It's a life transformation experience. So he tells them, he says, I want you to go specifically in the upper room, and I want you to wait till the Spirit comes. Now, to wait means that it's worth waiting for. Many times we lose focus on what is waiting for because we don't understand the agenda of waiting. Waiting is not to stay there and sit there and rest on the laurels of the past. Waiting is that I'm in expectation of what my next assignment is going to be. Deacon Bowler, you can relate to this, I'm quite sure, because you're a military man. We had an assignment after we came out of boot camp that was to go overseas. Now, I came home for 30 days, but I realized at some point my tenure and my signature qualifies me that I have to go. I no longer mind. I have been bought with a signature. Now, when I got to California, my ship had left, and it was out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. They took great extent to make sure that I caught a plane and met my ship in this transport to Guam so I could take myself over to Indonesia. Now watch this now. Wherever God has assigned you, there's a place you must be, and you must understand once you are there, God will take care of the rest. But if you're stuck in a place you're not supposed to be, God cannot provide for you. You have to understand missed opportunity that God had for you. Now what happened when I got there, they got there before I did, they said, we got a person coming, now 2 people coming, and we can't leave till they get here, because they only be here in a couple hours. Now watch this. God has assigned us to this earth for a reason. I know you think it's about you and your local gospel place where you hang out, but it never has been about you or the place you hang around. You are caring for the gospel, and the reason why the gospel cannot be cared for, because maybe, just maybe, we're stuck in Jerusalem. So waiting, first of all, what is waiting for? It means that they had a promise that would come, and a promise they must fulfill. Have anybody ever promised you something and you were in expectation of the promise? My youngest child, and I shared with you sometime in the past, when they were about 3 years old, they said, well, Daddy, I'd like to have some candy. So I'm like, some people that I know around, be specific. She says, I'd like to have some of those things you like, those corn-looking things. I said, okay, all right. Because I used to give her some of those along with some cashews, and she began part of her training. She liked those things, and she still likes it today. So I said, well, baby, first of all, your teeth are still forming. I said, I'll give it to you when you get 6 years old. I didn't think anything about it, because again, I didn't really want to give her but the one that I gave her. So 3 years passed by, and she walks up to me, and she grabs me by my coat. She said, Daddy, I said, yes, sir, baby, what is it you want? She said, you know when I was 3, you promised me some candy. And you promised me you would give me those corn things that you like and I like. And so I had forgotten. 3 years passed by. I don't remember what I did last week, but I promised. And because I promised, I had to honor my promise because it was my word. I took her and let her get whatever she wanted. At that time, they used to have it in the store. You take a little spigot and you put it out, you put it in there. It looked like the sack didn't have no bottom. It just kept adding and adding and adding. And I thought about that, and I thought about that now. What she was saying was, bread of heaven, I'm in the place, I'm in a position, I went on the promise, now feed me till I want no more. The reason why we always got that inspiration is because we have never stepped into the place of revelation, and revelation requires an assignment, but also activity to the assignment. I wish I had some help here. To wait means that we receive it because we can't create it for ourselves. It means that we can be tested in our waiting. We be tested in our waiting. Sometimes the reason why the church is in turmoil today is because God is testing them in their waiting. What are you waiting for? What hindrance do you have in your path to keep you from moving from where you are when I've already given you assignment. Have you ever been around somebody that got a clear, articulate assignment and they don't never show up? Yeah. Like your clock says, clock in at 8 o'clock and be at work at 8 o'clock and they show up at 11:15. Y'all missed it. Your assignment is to be at your workstation. Your assignment is to be in your classroom. Your assignment is to be in your office at 8 o'clock, not 8:10, 8:15. Now, they will tolerate you once or twice for being 5 or 10 minutes late because all of us try to operate that leeway. That's a whole other sermon. We try to operate in that leeway. Somebody said leeway. But with God, there's no leeway. He says, I want you to wait in Jerusalem until the promise comes. I want to say this to you, they stop operating in leeway because you never have the promise operating in leeway. You don't want leeway with you. You stand out there waiting on the cab and leeway say, well, I can get there an hour later. You waiting on the bus. Bus says I'll be at 12:25. You don't show up at 1:45. You don't operate in leeway. And neither does God. When God commands, he expects a proper time and response to his commandments, and it's not optional. Somebody say proclamation. Two things I want to emphasize I think is important. These boys were excited now. They were enthused. Luke teaches us that in Luke 24 and 50. They're praising God. They're on one accord, even though the absence of the Holy Spirit. Which, as I said last week, suggests we come together without the Holy Spirit, and that's just a gathering under enthusiasm. But you must understand something. Enthusiasm must have empowerment and enablement. And it also has endurance. I have been in a lot of things I was enthused because it's going to cost me something. My endurance and my empowerment could not last. He tells them the way because he realized while they are happy about what they are assigned to do, they don't understand or have a clue of what the assignment is going to require of them. He said, "You shall receive power when the Holy Ghost has come upon you, not many days from now." Which suggests to me he only gave them a couple of days to get together. And you must understand, yeah, it was a powerful moment. It was a powerful moment. Yeah, we know the powerful moment. The Holy Ghost came down in tongues, and everybody spoke the same language. Soul was saved. But then all of a sudden, after it was over with, now comes the what? Can I suggest one of the factors of Jerusalem is we get happy about where we are, but we refuse to go to work. We have all excuses of why we can't go to work. Then one day we walk before God, he said, "Depart, for I know you not," because your work will have to be given an account. See, this is not going to be a record of what somebody else did. This is going to be a record because you say what you have done and what you have not done in accordance with the word of God. And I'm preaching today. It had to happen because empowerment and endurance were the bedrock of their persecution, but also their promise. He says, you must understand something. There will be times when you must understand you cannot operate on your former state. You cannot return. Secondly, it goes on to a new birth. He says you cannot accomplish this without a new birth. We don't talk about being born again. We just talk about church membership. Whatever that requirement is and whatever we have and we classify as church membership has nothing to do with the Bible. He says new birth is an empowerment and an endurance factor. Because everything that God will assign you to do is going to cost you something. Did Dr. Record say you had to count the cost of discipleship? I read about the power of scripture last night, and I got to share this with you. Because these are some things that we think that we just get by sitting up in the church, talking out the edge and want to be important. I read about something very powerful about this, and we find people who cannot get on the teaching, who don't want to get on the teaching or in the wrong teaching. You often find out where their position in their state are. They're stuck in Jerusalem. When I found this passage of scripture, I really was surprised because in Hebrews, I'm going to get to this next week, Hebrews the 5th chapter, verses 8, it says something about a posture that maybe we have accepted in the normal Jerusalem aspect that we have missed when it comes to kingdom business. It says, y'all got to go with me now. Open your Bibles. We got Bible study today. I know you want that inspirational moment, but you said you want a revelational moment. Talk back to me, somebody. Hebrews 5 and 8 says these words. Although he was a son, was a son, he learned obedience through what he suffered. Although he was a son, he learned obedience. Obedience is a learned process. Commitment is a learned process. Loyalty is a learned process. Dependability is a learned process. Somebody say amen. He said, although he was a son, he had the right to anything as a son of man and son of God. The text says, and he learned obedience through what he suffered. Nobody wants to suffer. That's why the truth hurts. Preach, Dave Bruce. That's why in our mind, now the scripture did not say the truth hurts. That's what we come up with. The Bible said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. From what? From those things that do not empower you or give you endurance. He learned from his suffering. As being made perfect. Now let me share this with you. Being made perfect means being mature. Somebody say mature. I'm going to get to the next week. Mature. What are the signs of maturity? Well, he says, first of all, is a spirit of obedience. And that's a learned principle. They had to learn to obey before the Spirit could come. So they were in Jerusalem, not to stay there, but they were there waiting on the promise of God so they could be empowered, even though they didn't understand what the tasks were. They weren't enthused. But he had to go beyond their enthusiasm because it's fickle. You ever seen people that are excited about something, but then because they got to keep doing it over and over again, and it costs them their time, their talent, their treasures, all of a sudden, they're not enthusiastic about it was, and then they become critical. That thing is, in the shelter of a room, they had no idea, even though they were enthused, of the impossibility of the task that they had been assigned. And maybe that's the reason why the church today is stuck, because they have no idea of the impossibility of the task, neither do they care because they think it's too hard. Let me tell you something. Yes, it may be hard. But he said, Lord, I'm with you. That's encouragement. Lord, I'm with you, even to the ends of the earth, while you're on the journey. Yes. While I'm on this tedious journey, walk with me. Y'all remember that? They told us even then this was a tedious journey. It's not one of comfort and Zion. It's one of turmoil reaching from Zion. So he sets priorities. What is the priority? A priority is first thing first. We have this thing in reverse order. It's about us first and whatever God has assigned last. Now y'all do know that's out of order. Y'all do know that's out of order? And if it's out of order, that's immature. I'm trying to show you some signs of immaturity. I'm trying to show you some signs of immaturity. One thing I've noticed, because my mother was gone, my father was gone for some time, and then the ultimate divorce, I found out how mature my mom was. We needed things, and she's gone to glory now, but I never forgot this. We needed things. And Daddy had the purse string, and he would come in and he would drop it like it's hot. But we had to wait for those seasons when Daddy would drop it like it's hot. Mama would do little odds and ends, catering and hair and whatever else. And when we needed things, we'd go to Mama, and for some way, Mama miraculously always had sufficiency. But many times, her sufficiency was at her lap. I realize now, Reverend King, that was maturity. I got to understand, I got to sacrifice some stuff for the whole and for the better. I got to give up some stuff. I got to give up some perspective, some things, because it's better for the whole if I do without. In order for them to grow and have the skills to be productive and do something other than what they're limited to now. And I often think about how mature she was. We'd be eating. She'd get some water. Y'all got enough babies? That was maturity. It's not about the whiners. That's what babies do. It's not about the complainers. That's what babies do. It's not about those who fight. That's what babies do. It's not about resistance. That's what babies do. Mature people say, I understand my assignment. I understand I'm just a vehicle in the process of assignment. And now I'm empowered with the Holy Spirit. I've got endurance to do all things. Because he says, no, I will do always, even to the end of the earth. So he gives them the priority. He says, and ye shall be my witnesses. Are y'all with me now? He gives them their priority. It ain't about self-gratification or self-sabotage or making myself prominent. It's about Christ. It's about Christ. Is he preeminent? Is he paramount? Is his goals and agendas? Have I accepted what Christ has saved me for? Have I accepted what Christ has delivered me from as our priorities in our lives? Then there's the program. He gives them the program, and it's a crazy program. And let me say this to you. I've been around with God now a little while, and I found out God had you do some crazy stuff. And some of y'all been close to me who've seen the effect of what God can do. It sounds crazy to you, but it means obedience to God. And I ain't seen nothing that has the fruit of God in it. It's not extraordinary. Aren't you glad you got some extraordinary fruit from God? God have anybody with a neighbor in the field that's like extraordinary fruit from God? God have anybody with a God on the way out of the way? Because God does stuff out of the ordinary. I mean, that's what it means supernatural. It just does not function well in the natural, and it doesn't happen because God is super of the natural. How many of you need a supernatural breakthrough? Keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to receive the natural rather than the supernatural. Wait a minute. Here's what he says. In Jerusalem, in Judea, in all Judea and Samaria, and the ends of the earth. Well, if you really just look at the text as you read it, and maybe today we still don't have the concept of what the assignment is, because it surely ain't about 175 Demerhan Avenue. However great you think it is, that never was the assignment. That was the stopping point. He says, it first starts in the face of everything that's not lined up with me. Because his word says he came to his own, and his own received him not. You do know it was the people at Jerusalem who sought to kill him. Y'all missed it. You do know it was the Roman citizens, the Roman centurions, who actually put him on the cross, but it was a sentence given by the popular vote of the Jerusalemites. So he says, first you go to Jerusalem. Watch it now. That's from Acts 1 through 7. Then he says, I want you to go to all Judea. That's from Acts 8 through 12, which means it's happening. Then from Acts 13 to 28, he says, now go to the other ends of the earth, which means it happened. Okay? They started, after empowered, from Acts 1 through 7, in Jerusalem. Okay? Acts 8 through 12, they're now going beyond Jerusalem. They're now in all Judea and Samaria. Watch it now. Then in Acts 13 to 28, tells of the gospel going to the end of the earth. Now that means they heard the assignment, they realized the risk of the assignment, they realized if I have to die for Christ, it's nothing but gain. They moved well beyond where they were and where they were stuck at. The question today is, how far have you moved from where you are? We're still sitting in the same seat, doing the same prayers, coming in the same groves, hanging around with the same people. When was the last time you expanded your coast? When was the last time you expanded your territory? When was the last time you challenged those who out there saying, I've been waiting on you, I've been expectation of a word from God? You were the one who was signed for me to be my gospel man. Am I making this up? Now watch this. Why did he say Jerusalem? It was where, as I said earlier, the Jews executed him. And the word became an angry mob. Judea was where they rejected his ministry. Because the text says that he did no good thing, no healing could happen at Judea. It's in the book, y'all. Then Samaria was God as a wasteland, a pure embrace. He says the uttermost were the Gentiles, were those who had been seen by some Jews, but did not know who he was. Now watch this. watch this, watch this, watch this. And I'm trying to explain this. So watch this now. This is going to be powerful. In Genesis, that was a flood. Watch this now. That was a flood. And in the flood, y'all still with me? In the flood, all were killed except for 8 people, which means in the biblical numerics, new generation. So in the new generations, Noah ended up having some sons. And those sons dispersed to different parts of the world. Y'all got catching now. They dispersed to different parts of the world and they raised nations. One family is now turned to nations. Not race, not cultures, not languages, but nations. Somebody say nations. Watch me now. Watch me now. Watch this now. He says, you cannot and you will not achieve the success of spreading the gospel to all nations until you have power from on high. Well, why? Well, first of all, in that Tower of Babel, Reverend King, and people get so often messed up, and I'm glad I'm on Facebook today, talking about these tongues. They were not speaking no gibberish. They were speaking the language of those who were from different nations. And the amazing thing was about it, they said they were drunk because how can these men who don't know nothing about us speak our language? That's the power of the Holy Spirit. It's supernatural. It works in supernatural ways, and it has a purpose other than self-gratification. Watch it now. Because of the Tower of Babel, somebody say Babel, they were disposed. God confused their languages, meaning he separated their one tongue and made them a nation of many tongues. They're still under the blessing of God because God has chosen to use them because they're one family to a different nation. Let me drop this. I'm going to show the significance of why we're in trouble. Because see, if it's just about you and your neighborhood, you're still stuck in Jerusalem. We need to just get a picture of this. From there, Genesis says there were 70 nations. Is that? From there, Genesis says there were 70 nations that were dispersed under the curse at the Tower of Babel. 70 nations who scattered throughout the whole world. And God says now to them, and you shall be witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the earth. Now your assignment has been how many nations were at Pentecost? Let me tell you something, that was just a their return. That was 70 nations. And let me show you something else today. Something is going on this year. Those 70 nations are going back to Israel. Y'all better catch this. 70, somebody said 70. Now 70 often shows up in the framework of the gospel. 70 weeks of Daniel, 70 weeks of tribulation, 70 this, 70 that. 70 was an important number because it says out of all those people who were dispersed, they needed the gospel. So while we're stuck in Jerusalem, in the conformity of our minds, not doing what God's word says, it's obvious that there's no power or presence of God, or either the assignment has been dispersed. It is not our job to determine where we go. It's God's job to be where God has asked for us to go. So, let me ask this question. I won't do a roll call this morning. I'm not here. I'm from Arkansas. Gun. Liberia. Wake him up, he went to sleep. He went to sleep. You should have stayed home last night. Liberia. Jamaica. Raise your hand, Jamaica. Nigeria, Egypt, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Canada, Ethiopia, Philippines. I know, Reverend went crazy. I know, Reverend talking in tongues. I know, Reverend talking over our heads. Until this gospel has been preached throughout the world, then shall the end come. So while we're stuck in Jerusalem, the gospel has not been gathered to the other nations who he died for, who he empowered the Holy Spirit to do. Can I make it plain? Is that plain enough? Is that plain enough? So while we're sitting in the comfort of Red Sea pews, have we really done what God's word requires? Now let me say this to you. I've been at the altar repenting. You know why? To whom much is known, much is required. I've done everything I can. One of the artists that we have now, that again for Facebook, is go beyond what's ever here. The word for today is trying to go beyond what's ever here. Meeting us in the summer trying to evangelize certain areas. We're going beyond the here. Because in the here, it's simply the now. It's not the future. Now, I'm sitting down. The Lord told me to sit down and just let it rest there, let it marinate. Because the end of it is, that's our pursuit. It ought to be our pursuit, those 70 nations. Now, let me do this and I'm done. 6 keys of the witness of Jesus Christ. Please write these down. 6 keys to the witness of Jesus Christ. I know you use it in other stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just tired of sipping June juice. First of all, there has to be an acceptance of the gospel. And the gospel is there to tear you down, but it's also to build you up. Then with the gospel comes the new birth. Somebody say new birth. Because I cannot be other than what I've thought and what I've always been. And I cannot fulfill God's plan unless I have the new birth. The next thing is the empowerment of the Holy Spirit. Now watch order. There must be an acceptance of the gospel. There must be a new birth for the devil. And then there must be an empowerment of the Holy Spirit. Woo! I feel the Holy Spirit. Okay, why are you still stuck at 175 that man happened? I'm not trying to be funny, that's the question. If you feel the Holy Spirit has given you an assignment in your feeling that goes beyond your emotional values. Then there's surrender to the work of the kingdom. Somebody say surrender to the work of the kingdom. All right, let's go back in. There's acceptance of the gospel. And with acceptance comes awareness that I must have a new birth. And with the awareness of the new birth comes an empowerment, an awakening. Then there's surrender because I have accepted the gospel and I have the new birth. I'm empowered by the Holy Spirit to go beyond myself, to go from mundaneness to ministry. I am surrendered to the work of the kingdom. Somebody say work. Oh, y'all want to speak on that. Then, because of I understand the kingdom principles, the next key is the sharing of the deliverance of the gospel. There must be a sharing in the deliverance of the gospel. And one more thing, and I'm going to sit down, Reverend King. Lead us an hour, whatever we do. Then the holding the course with the evidence of truth. I'm done. Endurance, empowerment, engagement. Go with those who are born again.
After the gospel had been preached, there were still some that was not saved. Some that did not believe in what the true gospel is all about. Then when I ask you to stand, maybe there's someone today